What if you have a lot of photos, maybe they have some labels, some other information associated with them. If you put together a simple text file or CSV file, then you can use that to merge all that data into a Photoshop template, kind of like a mail merge, but with graphics and Photoshop style. So let's explore some of these data variables and data sets. Here we go. Well, I've got myself a basic template with a logo and a place for a destination name and a place for a picture of a destination and all these great layers here. And this all works because of some photos and a simple CSV file. I'm going to go ahead and double click on this to open it up. In this CSV file, I've got some variables, and you can see how I've given them kind of a generic name. But I've got 3 variables in here. The first one is really just a visibility. Is it on or off? True, false. The next one is going to be a destination name. And the third one is referencing an image. And notice that it has the extension, and notice that it's spelled a particular way here. I'm going to go ahead and close this out. I'm able to reference the images in the folder with a relative reference. So I just need to put in the file name. If these images weren't in the same folder, I'd have to put in the full path or the URL name. Maybe they were on a website. And the spelling is really important. For example, here with Hong Kong, I had this once where I put an extra space in there, and it couldn't find, the CSV couldn't reference it, and so there was an error. So you got to make sure that you're using the exact same names. All right, let's go back to our template. And with our template, we're going to take advantage of these layers and use them for the variables. We can do that through the image menu to variable, and the first step is define. From define, I have my different layers in here, and I'm going to start with this layer called Logo Stewart's Busy Traveler White. And that's actually a layer that's a smart object. This is an Illustrator file that we brought in, and it's stayed as a smart object so that we can take advantage of all the Illustrator vector effects. For that reason, I only can do this as a visibility. That's my variable type that's available. If I look down here in the description, when I click on visibility, it tells me that this is an option. I can either choose that it's visible or not, true, false. I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to give it that name of variable 1. Now my next layer is going to be destination, and destination is a type layer, and for that reason, I can either have it as a visibility or a text replacement. Let's go ahead and choose that. And you can see down the description, it's going to allow me to replace this with a text string. Let's make sure that I give it the right name. And I'll put in there variable 2. I've got some different options in here. You can see the asterisk telling me that I have options. Choose layer 2 in here. And I could either do visibility or pixel replacement. Now layer 2, make sure I got the right one. Yep, here I have it. Layer 2 is an image that's being clipped into one right below it. Pixel replacement. Get rid of that word pixel there. And I have some options of how this is going to fit. So this makes a difference about the sizing of that particular layer. So this layer is fitting the entire scope of the image here. And then as the pictures are being brought in, I could either have them to fit or fill or as is or conform. So fit. Oh, look, it's giving me this warning about variable 1. So go ahead and choose that to 3. And fit in here is giving me this warning, or excuse me, it's giving me this option where the image is going to fit inside the bounding box, but keep the proportions. So it may get stretched, or it might be, or white space. And then you can see fill, and you can actually see a nice picture that tells you what's going to happen here. So the fill is going to keep the proportions. The as is won't even resize it. It won't scale it down to fit. And the conform is going to scale it and perhaps even squish the proportions so that it fits. And even though this could have some interesting photos, I'm going to go ahead and choose conform in here anyway, and we'll see what happens. When I click on next, now I'm able to choose a data set. And from my data set, that's actually up here, define data sets. That's where I'm going to specify my CSV file. So I'm going to choose import, and I'm going to bring that in. Now I've already selected the file, but just let's take a closer look here. Here's select file, and a file's a type. It could either be a TXT file, like a notepad file, or it could be a CSV file, and that's something that could easily be set up in Excel and just saved in a CSV format. In fact, I think I even made this one in Word. So here's the file. We go ahead and load that in. Oops, make sure it's selected. There we go. Load that in. And I'm going to let Photoshop take care of all the rest. And we can see variable 1, variable 2, and variable 3. And you can see how they are set up. And right now, with my preview on, I can see the results. And if I were to cycle through my different variables, might take a moment just for it to load there. But if I cycle through, I can actually see the results of the image. All right, I'm going to go ahead and apply that. Click on OK. And now I can see the results. I can also go to Image, Apply Data Set, and I can come back and try some different options in here as well. Again, might take a moment just for your memory to catch up here. And then ultimately, when I choose my File menu to export, I can export the data sets as files and create 4 unique versions of this, one for each of the records. Cancel that out. So what you have is a way to automatically take some pictures and some information and put them into a template, merge them into a template that can create several iterations of something very quickly. Now it's time for a pop quiz. Which of the following variable types works with smart objects? A, visibility, B, text replacement, C, pixel replacement, D, all of the above. The answer is A, visibility. And now it's your turn to go start playing with data sets and data variables.